Looking at the Markets with David Modell. Hello and welcome to Looking at the Markets with David Modell. I am so excited about the precious metals. Hey, you guys and gals out there, you know that I love gold and copper and silver, all the above. I'm a huge commodities fan. I'm not all about holding onto cash, especially with the deteriorating dollar. But I'll tell you what, deteriorating dollars is great for commodities and especially gold. And I've got a gold expert with me today, Mr. Farshad Shirvani from DoubleView, and we're going to talk about his company, but we're going to talk about how to invest in gold and what's going to happen with gold in 2020 and silver as well. All right, so Mr. Shirvani, welcome to Looking at the Markets, sir.
Hi, David. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, I'm very glad to have you. It's amazing that I get to speak to the world's premier gold experts. You're really in the midst of what I believe we all are in the midst of a gold rally in 2020. We've seen the gold price just going crazy in the last few weeks, couple months, and in the last few days it's been doing great because of the Chinese relationship with the U.S. Looks like it's going to be resolved. The idea is that when a deal is struck, the Chinese won't be so dependent on U.S. dollars. And same with the rest of the safe haven trade, gold will soar in the face of a weak dollar. So what do you think of this and of gold and silver's outlook, especially with the Fed basically vowing to put rates on hold for the rest of this year?
Yes, I looked at the interest rates. I look at the gold market on its own, and I look at the relationship between the United States and the rest of the world, which is a very key component to this equation, and looking at United States borrowing money against pouring that into the market in the United States in order to show a very good economic season for the United States. Those are all at play, but at some point they are going to all show up the real value of the gold and copper and silver. We haven't had many discoveries during the past 10 years for gold. There's no new gold deposit came to the market. That's one of the side of the equation. The other side is, you see, this gold market and associated metals are cyclic. These cycles are almost normally 5 years after each other, and then we got a super cycle that happens every 20 years. This is the super cycle that we expected. In 2008, we had that downturn in the commodities and everything else. 2010, we had a little bit of period of the time, which is of the 5-year cycle, and 2016, we had another one. This year, at the end of 2019, we saw the gold market is showing the same features it showed in 2001, 2, 3, and gold spiked from $300 into highs of $1,850. And this spot was really realized by the end of the year. About December, we saw that gold market having a little bit of move. We saw from 1350, right now we are 1550, and I see it, this is just a gradual move showing itself. When interest rate stays as it is, and they're not going to increase it for good reasons, people will go from dollar to gold, to silver. And copper is the component of economy, but in bigger picture, China is a very important piece of this puzzle, and we all needed to see that China and United States come into some agreement to get along. And we've seen the first move about last week. That's what I said about a month ago, that China has to make a deal with the United States, or United States has to do a deal with China, and it happened. But there are steps forward, and once those happen, copper will move Gold will move, silver will move. We haven't seen the actual move yet.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. I believe it's going to happen very soon. And I'm using not only gold and silver, but also mining shares to capitalize on the move that's coming, or that I believe is coming. Now, why has mining been such an underperformer? I mean, why are companies not able to create more shareholder value in recent years?
If you look at the gold market normally brews in societies the same as Canada as a resource country, some parts of US and Australia, and China, of course, and Russia. But in the past few years, attention has gone towards some other economic vehicles or wheels, the same as marijuana or Bitcoin. Now those sort of businesses, they've shown that they don't have that much to offer to the society, income and in basically profit. The most important one is the marijuana in Canada, which absorbed a lot of money from other sectors. The most important one, resource industry and gold, into it. Now, in the past few weeks, we see all these marijuana companies, they are coming with reports, oh, unfortunately, we're not going to have that revenue we thought we're going to have, and the money is going out of them. And where are they going to go? They're going to go to resources. That's the only sector which is open and underperformed in the past 10 years, collectively maybe to 20 years now. And the other thing is, in the past few years, as the attention has gone from resources, it's gone undervalued. I was in Australia about last week, and I saw this analyst from Hong Kong that reviewed the gold price, and they showed that in the graph the value of the gold should be minimum of 1650. Why is it underperformed? Because of the attention of the large investors, but it's coming back to it. As you see right now, the price of gold keep going up, silver going up, copper going up, and the moment we got the strike from US and China into a deal, we see all these commodities are going to go to higher mark. We may see the same performance that we've seen in 2003 for gold, that started a big jump from $300 or $400 into high $1,800.
Now, one thing I've been watching very closely is mergers and acquisitions, which have been ramping up, it seems, in the commodities space. Continental Gold was acquired by Zijin Mining, the Chinese giant. Kirk Lake bought Detour. So what's up with all this M&A, mergers and acquisitions activity, including, by the way, the Barrick-Newmont merger? What is all that indicative of?
Yes, so many interviews, they ask me about this, and I have a very good answer for it. Where there is a smoke, there is fire. And all these major mining companies, they see this fire is coming and the market is going to turn really big. And they all going towards that gold market, and they like to get these acquisitions done before the market really gets hot and become very expensive for themselves. And that's why you see this kind of actions. We haven't seen a lot of it, but look at this. What we see, they're really big. Just imagine what's going to happen in 2020 when the gold price goes to a lot higher. I expected to see $200, $300, $400 even higher in this year.
Yeah. Now, one way that people can play the coming super cycle in gold and in commodities generally is through a DoubleView. The ticker symbol in Canada on the TSXV exchange is DBV. And in the United States on the OTC markets, it is DBLVF. You are the president and the CEO. Now, how, in just a few words, how is this particular company a gem, a diamond in the rough, that's going to succeed even more than the others in this unusual market for miners right now?
Yes, at first I should say a little bit about myself so you
Sure.
know that what I have created. I'm a geologist myself. I've had several discoveries. I've been involved in several discoveries myself throughout 27 years that I've been in the mining industry in Vancouver, BC, Canada. And I've been involved in a mining company right now has been taken over by a major for $338 million. And I had this modus operandi that you have to be ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
And during the past several years, what I have done with this company, little company right now, we discovered a major deposit, I should say. The footprint is very major, and the company is undervalued, as many other gold stock markets. We in the market, we are undervalued, and right now we have shown that we have significant intercepts of gold in this deposit, which is called the Hat. Is located northwest of BC, British Columbia, in the right address, and it's located on the Golden Triangle, which has created the major gold deposit in the world. That's why it's called Golden Triangle. And I foresee for this one to be one of the major deposits. The footprint is really large, and it has shown always when we drill it, we come up with success out of it. We've had 110 meters of 1.2 grams gold per ton in a porphyry deposit. This is a very significant number. Considering gold in porphyries, they go call it big, like 10 million, 20 million, or up to even 40 million ounces gold in porphyry deposits. We have drilled it recently in the past, like about 2 months ago, a month ago. We haven't announced the results yet. Hopefully in the next 2-3 weeks or whatever, when we receive the assays, we announce them. I'm very pleased with what we have done so far. We have so far increased the size of this deposit, the grade of this deposit. We're gradually getting into better sections of this deposit. The stock is at about 10 cents, which is really undervalued for such a deposit, such a small company. And always the stocks for exploration companies outperform even the gold and the copper and the silver as they show. So I'm very optimistic that we're going to see a lot better future for DoubleView.
Yeah, I'm not expecting the stock price to stay at this level for much longer. So people really need to check out the website, get the whole picture. It is DoubleView.ca. DoubleView.ca. I'll put a link in the description below this video so people can learn all about the company and then consider an investment right now before the price escalates considerably, potentially. In fact, I've learned that actually, let me ask you, are you personally invested, and is the management of the company invested?
Yes, since I started, I saw this deposit back in, I saw the picture of this in 2013. I thought with myself, hey, you can't go wrong because too many numbers of this values you see at one location. So I started investing. Right now, myself and my family, we got more than 25% of the company. We have increased our shareholding. And another key important factor in this, that I haven't sold the stock since I've started. I'm looking into the future, hopefully to get rich with my shareholders.
Yeah, and other people as well, because that's one thing I look for is inside ownership. I like it when the president and CEO and the management actually doesn't just talk the talk, they walk the walk. They own shares, they're holding shares, they're not selling their shares because they see the long-term potential. I like that a lot. And what do you see for this company as the catalyst and the upside? Can you tell me about the project?
Yes, the project, we have drilled it. Hopefully we see the results. I'm very confident we're going to be in a lot better shape in the future in this company. We're going to announce the results. It's coming in next few weeks. And after that, we are right now, as you know, I can talk about it, that we are talking about this deposit and the company with several major mining companies. And if we get those guys involved, that's going to be a huge catalyst in improving the stock price and bring it to the real value of this company. This is what I'm looking in the next few months. The next step would be either with a partner or ourselves. We're going to go into drilling and improving the size, the grade, and footprint of this project, because we have several untested locations that we can test and improve the value.
Yeah, absolutely. This is such an exciting opportunity. I've already mentioned the website. Would that be the best place for investors to go right now if they want to learn more about this company and this opportunity?
Yes, the website is www.doubleview.ca, or people can email me at farshad@doubleview.ca, or I'm ready to talk to investors if they want to phone me on my cell phone, which is 604-607-5470. I'm happy to share my insight of the deposit, the company, with shareholders and new shareholders.
Wow, okay. I mean, that's transparency right there. I've done a lot of these interviews, and it's very rare that we actually get to speak to the president and CEO if we feel that we want to of the company. But that's how confident and willing you are to get in touch with the shareholders. You take this very seriously, and I see a huge diamond in the rough here. This is a gem. I'm seeing potentially a lot of upside here. And I've learned a lot with this interview. Thank you so much, Mr. Farshad Shirvani from DoubleView. It is doubleview.ca. I want people to check out the company right now, not waiting, because if you wait too long, the price could be a lot higher potentially. All right. So we're going to have you back here as the gold price, I think, goes up. So thank you, Mr. Shirvani, for coming on to Looking at the Markets. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, David, for having me here. You have a nice day.